Today we've got really exciting news, lots to talk about. We've got headlines in from the Coral Princess, Ruby Princess. We're going to talk about whether or not the Love Boat cruise is going to sail on the Regal Princess this November. Big headlines from Norwegian and Carnival and so much more. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. Today is Monday. It is April 7th of 2025, and we are going to do our live this evening, so be sure to watch for that. We always start at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, so bring your questions about cruising and come ready to have just a fun time talking about cruising and traveling to cruise. Look forward to seeing you then. Now, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, will you please go ahead, click on that subscribe button, and if you appreciate my updates, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you. Let's start at the top and talk about what's going on the Coral Princess. So if you have been following along here, we were just very recently on the Coral Princess. We disembarked on March 9th. We did that full transit of the Panama Canal, and every quarter Princess awards a service award to a different ship. And I am thinking that it surely must be based on what the customer, how at the end of the cruise you get those surveys, you submit them and let them know how everything went. Well, do you know what? The Coral Princess was just awarded the service award. And you know what? It was long held by the Sapphire Princess. So this is a huge feather in the cap of the crew on board the Coral Princess. And I just wanted to wish them a very happy congratulations and let you all know how well everything is going on board the Coral Princess. It'll be fun to see who is on next. We've got a Let's Go family member. Thanks, Michael, for letting me know about that on the Coral Princess. So if you are ever on a ship and you hear anything about who is awarded the service award, definitely let me know so that I can share that with everyone, because that is actually a really big deal. Now, next up, we've got the Ruby Princess, and she is on her way sailing from San Francisco to Hawaii. And we've got some Let's Go family members who posted some on our Facebook group, but someone else let me know on that ship as well, Let's Go family member, that on their way, they have got today 10 to 15 foot swells, and that caused Princess to cancel the formal night for this evening. Now, tell me in the comments why you think they canceled the formal night. They did not cancel dinner in the main dining room. They have just canceled formal night. And I'm wondering if it has to do with, usually on that first formal night, they do that champagne waterfall there in the piazza. They'll usually have, really great shows on formal nights. And so maybe they're not going to be able to perform those shows. So let me know what you think, and it'll be fun to follow along and see how everything goes. I thought it was fun to talk about this as well, because so often lately we see videos and we worry about what it's going to be like on the Drake Passage going to and from Antarctica, but no matter where you travel in this whole wide world, you can have some rough seas sometimes. And as an old mariner often has said, you maybe have never been seasick, and if you haven't, it's because you've just never had quite the right conditions yet. So being seasick can happen to anybody, so make sure that you're well prepared. We could talk about how to be prepared for that in another video, but let's move on to what is next. Let's talk about the Love Boat cruise sailing in, it's going to sail November 16th, 2025, just this year on the Regal Princess out of Galveston. So I have received, I can't tell you how many emails from people asking me if the ship is going to sail because of those cancellations on the Majestic Princess. Mind you, the cancellations on the Majestic Princess do not even come into play until very late in 2026 and very early of 2027. That is all that has been canceled. But there has been so much chatter about it on social media that people are worrying if our cruise is going to be canceled. I tell you a firm no. Everything is a go, not only for the Love Boat cruise, but for the Regal Princess's whole season there in Galveston. There has not been anything being talked about Princess leaving. No official word if Princess is even leaving Galveston, but definitely not for that 2025, early 2026 season. So we'll plan to see you on the Love Boat if you're coming with us and are really excited to get to. Gordon and I are so excited about this, really excited. So it's going to be a fun time. Next up, so many changes around here. And this to me is a little significant, and I'm going to tell you why. So Norwegian has just announced that the 2 oldest ships in their fleet are going to be leaving their fleet. So in 2026, the Norwegian Sky is going to leave, and that's late 2026, by the way. And in late 2027, the Norwegian Sun is going to be leaving their fleet. So the Sky and the Sun, both from Norwegian, are going to leave their fleet. But guess where they're going? They are going to go to a cruise line called Carnival Cruises, and they are there in India, is where those ships are going to go and where that cruise line is based. And what is really interesting to me about it is they already have one ship. Cordelia Cruise Lines has the Empress. She used to be called Empress of the Seas. She belonged to Royal Caribbean. So this will be ship number 2 and 3 for Cordelia Cruises there in India. And I loved reading their press release about it because they are so excited. They are looking to add some new destinations, and a really big deal to them to be getting 2 new ships. The interesting thing is Gordon and I have been doing all this research as we're preparing for our big summer trip this year. We're going to go in July. And I've mentioned this before, but we're going to end up going on a Viking River cruise. We're going to end in Basel, Switzerland, and then we're going to go on a road trip. But as we've been doing a lot of research, both using a lot of Rick Steves information and a lot of other information as well, when they talk about the peak summer season there in Europe, they are talking a lot about how crowded it is, because you have the regular people who want to come. When I say regular people, from places that have historically traveled to Europe, but there are a lot of emerging economies that have a lot more people traveling, and India is one of them. So I thought it was really special that they're going to get 2 more ships for their cruise line there, and I'll keep my eye on it and let you know how everything goes with it. But it's just really exciting to see more people than ever before be able to travel. We have really big news in from Carnival Cruise Lines, a couple of huge press releases, and I want to bring you up to date on all of that. So if you have heard me talk about Christine Duffy around here, you know that I admire her. She has been the president of Carnival Cruise Line for 10 years now, and I would submit that she has made an impact, huge impact, not only on Carnival Cruise Line, but on the whole cruising industry. A couple of things stand out that she has done, and so I'm going to tell you about them today. So first off, they have just announced what the names are going to be for the 2 new XL class ships that are going to be coming. And she is kind of known as the mother of the XL class ships because she has been there at Carnival and had such a hand in developing them. But in 2027, the XL class ship that they will be receiving, which will be the 4th one, is going to be the Festival, and then in 2028 they are going to get the Tropical. Now on these 2 ships, you're going to see a different thing. You know, if you look, for example, the most recent XL class ship was the Jubilee. Immediately they took her to Galveston, and she has been sailing from there ever since, but they are really known for that Bolt roller coaster. Well, on these next 2 new ships, the Tropical and the Festival, they are not going to have a Bolt roller coaster. They are going to have a new area called the Sensation Point, and it's going to have a place on there called the Waterworks Ultra. They're going to end up with 4 new water slides. They're going to have family rafting. They're going to have a new arcade and games area. They are really trying to take the whole water theme to a whole new level, which I think is really fun. She pointed out she was doing this press release that Carnival Cruise Lines sails more families, takes more families on cruises than anybody else. So they are really dedicated to making sure that everyone has a wonderful time when they're on board their ships. So I think that's absolutely wonderful. The other thing that I think that is really important for you to know is that the Carnival Festival, which is coming in 27, is going to be sailing from Port Canaveral. So the Mardi Gras, which also sails from Port Canaveral, is going to start doing those shorter itineraries. So the festival will be doing those 7-day itineraries, and the Mardi Gras will start picking up those 3 and 4 night itineraries and going a lot more just to the private islands there and maybe one other port stop. But I love that they do all that because it gives everybody, no matter how much vacation time you've got off or no matter what your budget looks like, you can end up getting to go on a cruise. And I love that Carnival is doing that and making that available. So next up, the other thing that is really important to know about Carnival is, they have their VIFP program, very, very important fun person. That's their loyalty program. And John Heald has talked for a little while about the fact that they needed to update that. And Christine Duffy has confirmed that they are going to update their loyalty program. Their loyalty program has been around since 2012. And you might... I remember one time telling you, and it has happened more than once, that they have had sailings on some of their ships. It's usually on some of their longer itineraries that they are not able to offer, like the priority embarkation and some of the other perks, because they have so many guests on board the ship that are at that highest level of loyalty. And so they are going to look at revamping that. Heads up to you, though, I have read several articles where people talk, they're just guessing about what those updates are going to be because Carnival has not released them yet. They're just kind of guessing, but the way they talk about it, it's as though they know what's going on. And so just make sure that you wait for the press release from Carnival and people there at Carnival to tell you about it, to know what the real changes are. But I am really excited about this, and I hope it gets the ball rolling, that some other cruise lines will redo their loyalty as well. We'll just have to kind of see how everything pans out. But I think this is really exciting that they realize they need to make some changes and that they're underway. So let me know in the comments. Let me know if you've been on Carnival. These new ships coming out make me really excited. And if you, this is a good discussion for us to have in the comments. So I feel like with, there are so many different kinds of ships that Carnival has and so many different kind of itineraries that they run that you really, I believe, can find kind of the cruise experience that you're looking for within what their brand offers, according to where you sail from, how long that sailing is, what ship you choose. And so I think they're opening up a whole new world with these new ships, and makes me want to give them another try. I've been on the Celebration and I actually really enjoyed it. Thoroughly enjoyed that cruise. I would do that cruise again in a heartbeat. So let me know if you've been on Carnival, if you're thinking about it, if the advent of these new ships coming kind of makes you excited and makes you want to try it. Let me know. Look forward to hearing from all of you. Look forward to seeing you this evening. I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.